Hello, and welcome to our presentation from the Ministry of Works, Municipality Affairs and Urban Planning for the PMO Global Awards. This presentation was made possible by the key PMO members. My name is Saliha Ismail, the lead nominator, and I'm supported by both Mr. Ahmad Yasni and Dr. Vinod Manikara. We recognize the contribution of previous and current PMO members, and we thank His Excellency the Minister for giving us the opportunity to take part in this competition. And finally, we dedicate this work to all the ministry staff who strive towards achieving our objective. Bahrain, officially the Kingdom of Bahrain, is an island country in the Persian Gulf with a small population of 1.4 million. The sovereign state comprises a small archipelago centered around Bahrain Island, situated between Qatar Peninsula and the northeastern coast of Saudi Arabia, to which it is connected by 25-kilometer King Fahd Causeway. The Ministry of Works, Municipality Affairs and Urban Planning is the government entity that is responsible to provide the public infrastructure from roads construction, wastewater construction and management, and construction of government buildings in the kingdom. This includes design, construction, operation and maintenance of these assets to the best possible way, ensure that the citizen and residents of Bahrain enjoy healthy and harmonious living. The ministry is located in the center of Manama, the capital city of the kingdom. The ministry has always been the most preferred government agencies for employment. As such, a lot of incentives and innovations were implemented to strengthen the internal processes and speed up the delivery of projects. The vision is to ascend the government roles and its services to achieve Bahrain vision and drive sustainable development among top 20 countries in the world with Horizon 2022. And the mission is to provide public work services to enhance the quality of life. We are an ISO organization and a Palladium Balanced Scorecard Hall of Fame, awarded in 2008 for the work done in promoting and advancing the balanced scorecard, which the process continued today. The Ministry works also the first government entity in Bahrain to have the Project Management Office that provide project governance and guidance to manage projects successfully. We are the construction arm of the government of the kingdom, provide infrastructure according to the legal frameworks Outlook 2030 vision, and we showcase some of the completed projects for roads such as Manama Causeway, Minas Salman Interchange, Sheikh Isa Causeway, government buildings such as Busaitin Girls School, Halat Bumaher Health Center, Bahrain National Theatre, and Bahrain Treatment Plant, the biggest wastewater plant in Bahrain. As a PMO, we started our journey even before the year 2009. The inception of the PMO was brought to an attention of the top management committee during a workshop conducted by a consultant on how ministry can better manage and deliver projects. The formation of the PMO is one of the many quick wins that the ministry will be able to execute in order to enhance the quality of service delivery of projects. In 2008, the recruitment of the PMO began, and by mid-2009, 4 full-time staff were on board to run the PMO. The first thing that we did when PMO was established was to define the role and how we align our activities with the need of the ministry. We started off with the rollout of the project management system, or the PMS, our own project management methodology that aligns with international best practices in project management. The project management system describes the project governance, the project lifecycle processes, project template, project gate reviews, and all the necessary activities that fall under each of the phase. We conducted a ministry-wide training on how to implement the methodology. However, we have taken a gradual approach for the adoption into projects. We only started off with 10 projects in 2009 as a pilot implementation, and by 2018, all projects undertaken by the ministry required to implement our approved methodology. The PMO continues to promote the importance of sound project management practices in projects through various training and coaching. As more and more projects handed over to the ministry to implement, the PMO has adapted to the demand from the project teams. Therefore, in 2012, we launched the Project Management Information System, a tool to track the progress. We were tasked to collect the business requirements and working together with IT department to develop the PMIS, which took about 6 months. Then the PMO was responsible to do the rollout to the ministry wide. Each project team were trained to update the project progress into the project management information system, where they can produce the project status report, compile and submit to the management for review and decision making. By 2015, all projects were using the PMIS to track and report the project progress. The PMO would monitor the usage of the system and use the system to analyze the data. To gauge the acceptance of the PMO within the ministry, we have participated in the ministry-wide customer satisfaction survey, and the result from the survey provided us with clearer picture of what roles and functions that are expected from the PMO. Subsequently, we presented our revised PMO function and roles to the management, which described our revised vision, mission and objectives, and our roadmap to where we were and where we aim to be. The PMO mission is, in coordination and collaboration with its stakeholders and customers, promotes best project management practices and knowledge that enables the ministry to better manage and deliver projects. Moving forward, from 2013 onwards, we began to work closely with the project management sections. The project management section is tasked to implement the project management system in directorates and to report the gap and issues to us. Each year, we will with the project management section will discuss and develop action plans, and these action plans will be implemented with the objective of promoting and enhancing the project management practices within the directorates. They also interact with the project team and nominated as project administrators. The feedback from the project management section can be in the form of changes to the methodology or changes to the system. These changes are important as the stakeholders' feedback gives us the opportunity to tailor both methodology and the system to suit their needs. So in 2015, we have achieved another key milestone. The PMO was granted the status of Registered Education Provider by the PMI. With this status, we can now conduct project management professional examination courses to the employees in the ministry. The ministry no longer has to send out their employees to external training provider for these courses. And this has led to a huge saving under the training budget for such courses. So between 2015 and 2018, we have conducted the PMP examination courses to more than 200 employees and currently have 50 PMPs and 20 CAPM certified engineers. In addition, we've also conducted various project management trainings that granted 5 PDUs to those already acquired the project management professional credentials. Again, this is a contribution of our to the ministry in cost savings as these PMP holders have to maintain their PDUs every 3-year cycle, which can be provided by us in the PMO. We also began to collaborate with Financial Resources Directorate to ensure efficient control of budget is practiced. Together with FRD, we established policies to ensure proper budget adjustment are done in accordance to the progress of the projects. This allows the ministry to monitor their budget and escalate issues to the management if there are projects reaching danger zone. So between 2016 to 2018, we continue our activities in advancing the project management practices. We continue to conduct PMP examination courses, various project management training, monitor project budget, ensure the project management system is implemented. We conducted random quality checks on project documentation and proper use of the project management templates. Also in 2018, we launched our project dashboard. This is the continuation of the project management information system functions, which now allows the management to view project performance. From the project dashboard, they can drill down to individual projects and download the project information. Under the advisement of management, we are now involved in strategic projects. Our involvement in these projects is to provide technical project management support, including review the term of references, review project scope, review implementation schedule submitted by consultant and contractors, and any other item deemed necessary. Another achievement, as part of Saving Ministry's training budget, we have entered a memorandum of understanding with Tamkeen to provide funding support for the ministry employees who wish to sit for the PMP and CAPM certification exams. Tamkeen is an organization to provide education and training funding to the Bahrainis to pursue their education objectives. With this MOU, the candidates can now get their reimbursements once they have successfully passed these examinations. To sum up, we have gone through many challenges along the way from the inception of the PMO and now have gained trust from the organization to provide value added products and services to meet the needs and expectations of our stakeholders. To explain the PMO structure is to first understand how we organize and coordinate our activities within the directorates. We will show two aspects of PMO structure: delivery side and the support side. The delivery side consists of 4 business areas: construction project maintenance businesses. These units are responsible for construction, design, and maintaining various government and social buildings. They are staffed with 10 project managers and 2 project coordinators. The project managers and coordinators work closely with the engineering program specialist in providing and reporting the project progress and issues. Second, sanitary engineering affairs. They are responsible for designing, constructing, and maintaining all the public infrastructures that has to do with wastewater services, such as design, develop, operate, and maintain new sanitary networks, design, operate, and maintain the treatment plants, to name the few. They are supported by program managers and 5 project managers. They work closely with the engineering program specialists in providing the information about the projects. Thirdly, road affairs businesses. They are responsible for designing, constructing, and maintaining all road infrastructure, including opening of roads, village roads improvements, flyovers, bridges, interchanges, to name a few. They are supported by 4 program managers and 15 project managers. The project managers work closely with roads engineering program specialists in providing and requesting services required related to their projects. And then we have costing and finance. They are responsible to obtain the budget from funders, and forecasting finance department is responsible for reviewing and proposing the cost estimate for all type of work expected to go to tender as requested by the businesses. They are supported by 4 project managers that work closely with us, and their Oracle system that they are using for issuing cost estimate, processing contractors' invoices are linked to our system. As such, any changes to their system will also impact ours. The resources under the PMO structure is made up of 3 project specialists, 12 engineering program specialists, 3 trainers, 1 database administrator, 1 system developer, a technician, and a system administrator. The team is responsible to support these services. Then we have the project management system governance. The PMS refers to the framework, function, and processes that provide project management activities in order to create the unique product, service, or results to meet organizational, strategic, and operational goals. In order to support the project governance, the project team is required to adhere to the project management system in accordance to their project classification. Different classes of project has different type of PMS requirement, and governance, among others, focused on guiding and overseeing the management of project work, ensuring adherence to policies, standards, and guidelines, establishing governance roles, responsibilities, and authorities, decision making regarding risk escalations, changes, and resources, ensuring appropriate stakeholders' engagement, and monitoring the project performance. The key element of governance framework includes the phase gate reviews, identifying, escalating, and resolving risk and issues, defining roles and responsibilities and authorities, knowledge management and lessons learned, decision making, problem solving, escalating topics, reviewing and approving changes to projects that are beyond project manager's authority. The PMO continuously engage with the stakeholders, in particular the assistant undersecretaries, the undersecretary, and His Excellency the Minister on matters pertaining to projects. We submitted our monthly reports to the stakeholders for them to review and provide feedback. Their feedback will then be executed to ensure the delivery of projects are in line with organizational objectives in a timely communication with project teams and management. We also work closely with delivery groups in identifying risks in their project, and all the risks are captured in the project management information system. A monthly risk review meetings was conducted as part of risk management culture in the ministry. The PMO also worked closely with Finance Directorate to ensure that the budgets submitted by the delivery groups are aligned with the organizational budget requirements. Budget spending is closely monitored, and any delay in or changes in project requirements, the program and project managers are advised to revise their budget requirement. This is an ongoing process that is done via the PMO and Finance Directorate. The PMO also responsible to provide project management training to the employees. And as part of continuous education, we constantly conduct project management training. And each year, we conduct fundamental trainings, PMP examination courses, advanced project management courses, and customized project management courses. And a total of 159 man-days per year is allocated for all these training activities. Another area of interest is monitoring and coaching services offered by us. The PMO constantly look for opportunities to transfer the knowledge of the project management to the employees. This is done either by training or involved in project where we coach individuals on specific areas of project management. Typically, we will discuss with the project manager and from there agreed upon the type of coaching and mentoring required for continuous improvements. Another support areas is IT systems. We have implemented the project management information system in 2012. The system is now widely used by the project managers to report on project status. And the next point is key results. With the rollout of the PMIS, we began to see trends of projects by analyzing the data inputted into the system. The data is transformed into report, which PMO submitted to the management for their review and feedback. Managing stakeholder expectation is very crucial for us. The stakeholder constantly need to be updated on the matter pertaining to the projects undertaken by the ministry. And at each phase of the project, stakeholder has to be updated. Our project lifecycle is a typical waterfall delivery model. And for this reason, the project management system has been tailored to keep the stakeholders in the loop in all of the project activities. While there is little interaction with PMO during the pre-project phase, the PMS methodology requires that the directorate or the end users to always prioritize their workload, depending on the complexity and urgency of the work. The prioritization process is done throughout the year to meet the expectation of the requesting organization. Most importantly, keeping the stakeholder engagement is very crucial at this stage. Then the planning phase. And normally during this phase, project scope is described where we facilitate most of the sessions. Project team is formed and other activities include conducting site survey, land acquisition, obtaining planning and building permits, obtain other utilities approvals and other requirements that relates to the projects. From here on, the project will be closely monitored by the project and program managers, engineering program specialists, and the PMO. Typically, during the design phase, these are the events that usually happen in this phase. If the design work requires an expertise of consultant, then the project manager will submit a request for budget to hire a consultant. If the design work is done in-house, then the following activities will take place. Preparation of concept and detailed design, preparation of bill of quantity and cost estimates, design approval by clients, application of budget, received approval from Ministry of Finance for budget requested. However, the budget approval is subjected to MOF due diligence, where the allocated budget may not be as per the requested budget. And once the budget is approved, the ministry can then proceed to tender the project. What follows is the evaluation and selection of contractors or consultant. And finally, the letter of award is issued. In the construction phase, or sometimes refers to as implementation phase, it started with the signing of contracts and construction start and finish dates. Sometimes a separate budget request is made in the event of project requires supervision contract. On-site construction with approved contractor programs has started. Progress payment made based on approved claims, inspection, testing, and commissioning completed. Handing over certificates are granted. Once all the requirements are met, the project will enter into closing phase. Typically, these events happen where the project is handed over to the client for operation, and the client will sign user acceptance of the project. The ministry will initiate the closing off account procedures, and PMO will be there to witness the final presentation of project closure, and all information is archived. In all of the phases, there are gate review process, where all stakeholders are presented with evidence of completion for each phase of the project. The PMO, together with the stakeholders, convene and discuss the issues and decide whether to move forward in during the gate reviews meetings. This is how we engage with the stakeholders throughout the project execution from beginning till the end. As any other government organizations, silo working is is a norm, especially when it comes to projects. Projects are created from all directions of business units due to the discipline that they are working in. We have to work with these challenges almost on a daily basis and manage our stakeholders' expectations so that the projects can be delivered successfully. There are other challenges, of course, but the four main ones are poor definition of scope, silo projects, poor communication in projects, lack of use of the systems. These challenges are interrelated to each other, and let's look at them one by one. Of course, changes are expected in projects. However, the biggest contribution to poor definition of scope is lack of inclusion of operators and the end users, the external client's requirement that usually add on to the variation to the projects. And also because of silo working team, they sometimes disregard the importance of operators and asset owners in these projects, despite the fact that the asset owners will adopt projects at the end of the project life cycle. Oftentimes, scope changes usually happen in the middle of execution of the projects, inevitably extending the schedule, budget, and sometimes disputes between the client, consultant, operators, and the contractor. When creating a project to do infrastructure for storage network, for example, there is a lack of acknowledgement that it has a lot to do with road departments. Often, storage network contractor will start excavating the completed road projects, leading to claims from the road contractors over defect liability periods, especially when the road has just been completed. Because a lot of these projects are not integrated. Similarly, when designing for building, the design team is only thinking of the building that they are designing, without including the road access to the building. So when the building is ready, there is no access roads, and this happens in a number of cases. Also, because of silo working environment, we discovered that same projects are designed by two separate teams. Such duplication happen when people don't talk to each other or even when they are working in the same department. It is also common in government organizations that disciplines are grouped in departments. For example, costing and finance. Project staff are usually excellent in their technical areas, but when it comes to costing and finance, these areas are left with the costing department and finance department. Usually, the cost and finance department are not regarded as team members. Project managers had no or lack of finance and cost records about how much they should be spending and what has been spent, which does not help the project performance. Project files are transferred from one department to another with no one following up with actions. Rather, just go with the flow. The hierarchy in different departments also another reason for poor communication. If a project manager wants to involve other departments as team members, they have to go through the hierarchy of the other departments. Most of the time, costing and finance department will have to chase project teams for information as there are lack of communication between them. So finance keep asking for cash flow and budget to be sent. Lack of project management teams is also another reason. Most project managers work within their own department rather than involving others. Because a lot of the projects are paper-based information, even though they are systems, the systems are not being used fully. There are many reasons contributing to this, among others, uncomfortable in using the IT systems, IT language, understand project management language, IT technical problems, and to some extent, do not want to share project information. There are other reasons, of course, but these are the main ones. The engineer prefer to send manual reports, even though they have to duplicate in different versions of the report, citing the reporting system is complicated without even looking at the system. So all these challenges leading to us, the PMO, thinking of innovative ways of finding solutions so that these expectations can be met. More importantly, to the top management. We are constantly looking for innovative ways of trying to find solution to all these challenges with the aim of increasing project visibility, accurate information, improving communication, and creating project management culture that can be accepted and valued by everyone in the ministry. We discuss and draw out the root cause of these problems before we can find solution and execute our plan. For us, understanding each person's behavior, body language, and how they react towards the PMO gives us indications of how we can meet their expectation. Emotional intelligence is something that we adopt in our strategy to manage change. Using root cause analysis method, we segregate all the challenges into 5 different groups and tackle each one with different plans and methods to address them. And the 5 groups are alignment of projects and programs, of operation to the programs and portfolios, adaptive project management methodology through collaborations with business units, simple PMI solution for reporting and communication between virtual members, emphasis on risk management culture in projects, and post project evaluation and lessons learned culture with other projects teams. These are the 5 key areas that we worked on to provide solution to our stakeholders to help them deliver projects successfully and at the same time satisfying executive stakeholders in getting visibilities to the project to assist decision making. So let's look at each one. The ministry has 3 main portfolios: road infrastructure, sanitary infrastructure, and building construction portfolios. Within these, the core businesses are executing projects and operation and maintenance of these infrastructure assets. We spent months in collecting data and analyze them to segregate this information to ensure that they are aligned with programs of projects and program of operations. This is to ensure that the methodology and right process can be applied to these ideas. Projects can be created from top down and bottom up. However, we have set up a unique system to capture all of these initiatives ideas and align them with unique numbering system according to program and portfolios. From top down, of course, our strategy where the balanced scorecard system is used. From corporate, it is cascaded to 3 portfolios: construction, business improvement, operation and maintenance portfolios. But they can also be ideas from business units, for example, asset owners. We work closely together with the business units, who will then refer to the PMO to ensure that their ideas will align with the right programs before choosing the criteria to determine the strategic significance and complexities of those ideas. Identify them into different classes, either class A, B, or C, and to determine the right methodology to be applied to these projects. Each sector portfolio has its own scorecard, and therefore these ideas are linked to each strategic objectives. And each idea is ranked according to strategic significance, risks, cross-project interdependencies, uniqueness, stakeholders, and the technology used for the project before moving to the project lifecycle methodology. This is to ensure the ranking of importance of each project due to the scarcity of resources. Even though we are using the traditional waterfall framework. Because of the scarcity of resources, we are working together with the sectors to ensure that our project management methodology is adaptable with the sector business processes. In this sense, the customization of project management is key to ensure that not only project management best practices is adopted, but also the ISO standards, business unit processes are used. For example, handing over and adoption of asset processes with asset owners and operators. The use of gate review meetings is one of the project management best practices for seamless transfer from phase to phase for each project, which we involved all the stakeholders. This collaboration is part of our strategy for the project management methodology that is accepted across sectors. We took their processes and embed into our project management methodology. We still follow the main cost and schedule of Iron Triangle. However, we emphasize on the features of the main deliverables, where involvement of asset owners, operators, and external clients in the projects to ensure that the projects are value and vision driven. Features will ensure that the scope are fully included without compromising the quality. Features are understood better when working with engineers. This way, the business unit feels that they own the project because of the customization of processes. So we see project management best practices are embraced. This is indeed an achievement for us and the business units because it leads to less variation and dispute between stakeholders. As some of the project team members are not co-located, the use of PMIS is very important to ensure that the project information is updated by team members. The support team members such as cost engineer, materials engineering and finance are usually not co-located as they support other sectors. Therefore, it is important that they have access to the project information. The PMIs is made simple, ensure that reporting can be done swiftly and smoothly without technical errors. And in reality, the project managers are managing more than one project at a time. Therefore, communication is key between team members, and the PMIs serve this communication purpose between team members. At the same time, management has access to view the project dashboard that provide the statistics and statuses of the projects of each sector portfolio with a traffic light view. Better than plan, on plan, caution, and in trouble. It is the PMO's responsibilities to highlight those projects that are in trouble and start addressing those in caution status with the project managers. We do a lot of hand-holding of coaching, mentoring to the project team, especially using change management method to address the lack of use of IT systems. At the same time, working with IT department, we have fully developed and integrated the standalone project-related systems to provide visibility to the project members, especially information about contract, progress payments that are key to the project managers. We acknowledge their issues when it comes to IT systems and address those problems by giving them the necessary training so that they are comfortable with these systems. They're happy to see the information without needing to go places to get the information. This also reduces different versions of reporting when we are able to automate the various reports for their use. Risk management is another knowledge areas of project management that we emphasize in projects. The good thing is, as we give continuous training on project management, we have certified 50 PMPs and 23 CAPMs. So project management language is now common and becoming easy for project managers to accept the importance of risk management for their projects. The PMO facilitate a lot of risk management trainings and workshops to project teams, including consultant and contractors. The risk register is used and now part of regular reporting to the management, as now they see the value of conducting risk management for their projects. We can see now from some of the photos of risk workshop happen in different projects where we facilitated and sometimes using external experts. Most projects are now adopted the risk management culture into their projects to reduce the communication barrier and silo working environment. Another important project management best practices that we emphasize is post-project evaluation and sharing lessons learned. In our efforts to improve communication and achieving project objectives between project team is to do post-project evaluation on the performance of the project, where features element is important. As we work with project managers and showing them the value is important. So now most projects started with value driven and key performance indicators are introduced in projects to ensure that the projects are done to achieve its objectives and fit for purpose. We facilitated a lot of lessons learned workshop between business units and sectors to discuss lessons learned for their projects, document and share them with new project teams. With Knowledge Management Unit, we set up knowledge management systems and lessons learned database so that all collections of lessons learned are analyzed, categorized, and disseminated to new teams. We are happy the use of lessons learned has closed the silo mentality gap between project teams and simultaneously improved the communication barriers. With all this strategy that we are working on, there are four key areas of PMO's contribution to the organization, i.e., benefits. Each area, we set individual key performance indicators to measure our achievement, subsequently, the organization achievements. First, in the area of strategy, with unique numbering systems, we are aligning all the projects into the right programs and portfolio to the strategic objectives, ranking from strategic importance to complexities. A KPI of strategic alignment is set to measure the projects that are aligned to strategic objectives, where we report quarterly in the strategy review meetings. Second, increasing visibility of portfolio to assist decision making. The PMI system that we have integrated gives visibility not only to the project teams but to the management as well. This gives them the overview of the percentage of budget utilization. The project managers are able to plan for their budget utilization and track progress payment simply that the information is now available in the PMIS. This is reduced communication barrier between project team and cost and finance department as the cash flow and budgeting information can easily be extracted from the system. In this sense, we have achieved in providing project visibility not only to the management but also to the project team that will assist decision making. As we acknowledge our stakeholders' issues in project, we now know which projects that are in trouble and caution, and we can easily address them by working with the business unit's management. For example, when the projects are in trouble, we will discuss with the project sponsors to understand the issues with the projects. And we work as an advisor to the project. We assist in coming up with options of solutions and risk associated with these options and bring them to the sponsor's attention to discuss. This is indeed the best way that we got the project sponsors active involvement in projects. The KPI that we have is to measure how quick our response to the problem presented. Indeed, with all the project management training, coaching, mentoring, and various risk and lessons learned workshop, we have built a knowledge culture among the project community in the ministry. As REP, we have assisted the ministry's employees to be PMP and CAPM certified, and they are now the champions of disseminating lessons learned for their projects. Our advanced workshop that we conducted throughout the year in a creative ways using different medias methods of sharing lessons learned has achieved in building the knowledge culture in the ministry. This is also one of the ways of how we conducted the transfer of knowledge to the young employees in the ministry. All this contribution to the management has now shown excellent results in 2018. With the reorganization of PMO, resources have increased from 5 to 25 employees responsible for more than 50% of projects and 90% of strategic projects. The PMO maturity has moved from standard to advanced PMO with the aim to achieve business objectives through program implementation. The approach of collaboration has proven the biggest benefit to the PMO and the organization, seeing improvement in successful delivery of projects and project management maturity. In the portfolio health, we now see an increase of 30 to 65% alignment of all initiatives and projects to strategic objectives. This is with PMO direct involvement and advising project managers. Projects are now better delivered within time and budget. In the area of culture and innovation, we have completely changed the approach of working with business units and project teams. Transfer of knowledge culture is done through innovative deliveries between the experienced and the juniors. Innovative ways of training and coaching and the use of emotional intelligence and change management methods has increased the visibility of the PMO to the organization. And we see a jump from 30% to 53% according to our latest survey. We are now working to be customer focused in our strategy, another area that proved to be benefits to the ministry. Increased communication between PMO and directorates, leading to increased awareness and adoption of project management activities. This is a direct result of quick response to the project team, and we see an increase from 56% in 2017 to 75% in 2018. Perhaps the most successful strategy that we have taken last year was to integrate the systems to give visibility of project information not only to the project teams but also to the management. PMIS is a collaborative systems bringing teams closer in communication, reduce duplication and visibility in finance information so that the project managers can plan for their activities according to the budget and tracking progress payment. From 70% in 2017, we now moved to 85% last year in system integration, where most of the standalone systems are integrated and operated by the PMO. So what are our plans for future? And moving forward, we are ready to do the transition of our organization from traditional project management to an agile project management principles. To transition from traditional to agile practices, we need to look at various factors that will lead to changes to the organization. 70 to 80% of our projects are adopting the classical or predictive lifecycle approach. Hence, the transition from classical to agile project lifecycle would not be an easy task. A lot of factors need to be discussed and considered, such as introducing cross-functional team members, co-location, stable work environment, fast decision-making, budget consideration to say the least. We are also in the process of identifying project activities that can be good candidate to adopt agile method. Another issue is to consider our procurement strategy. We are working closely with cost and finance department to come up with proposals that will allow the agile method to be adopted in the organization. Definitely, there are many obstacles ahead, but we are confident that the agile approach is the way forward for the organization to continue to provide better and excellent service to the public. In continuation, we are planning to engage an agile expert to recommend strategies on how to build capabilities in adopting agile method. To support this plan, we will be conducting a series of agile awareness workshops and specialized agile trainings and any other courses to build the competencies in this area. One such training that has been identified is training on adopting the Scrum. We may even propose a new position, such as business analyst, to help promote and build the agile culture. With business analysts on board, we can slowly transition the mindset from traditional to agile project management. With agile, we hope to build a more versatile project managers who can analyze problem quickly, have higher emotional intelligence, and better in articulating requirements, which will lead to higher standard of delivered products and services. It has been always our objective since the inception of PMO to become the center of excellence. To date, we have demonstrated some elements of being center of excellence, such as project dashboards, some program management involvement, more controls in managing the projects, but it's still a long way to go. We have and always be an integral part of the strategic planning processes, and we will continue this involvement to ensure that the projects are closely aligned with the strategic objectives. As for the next step, we want to further expand our involvement in strategic objectives formulation to have influence in the top management decision making. To achieve this, we are discussing with the management, hoping to get a better understanding of our PMO roles and the expected results. We have planned to increase our manpower, especially in roads and sanitary sectors, as these sectors are lacking in the resources to help them adopt the agile culture and methodologies. We hope that you have enjoyed our presentation and has given you some insight into our journey and achievement. With that from the PMO team, we thank you for this opportunity to take part in the PMO Global Awards 2019. Thank you again.